Hello there, so basically today I'm just going to be teaching you how to do a kind of grungy text tutorial. It's really easy, it took me about 2 minutes just to mock up this one, and I'm just going to take you through the basics and tell you some keyboard shortcuts and easy ways of doing things on the way. Right, first thing you want to open a new document and go to 1080p quality, which is 1920 width by 1080 height, and you want to go to 72 dpi and pixels by inch. Click OK, and then you start off with white background. You want to click the paint bucket tool and select black. Probably go to the bottom right because you may not see a difference, but the bottom right actually has a more of a jet black feel to it. And then you start off with a black canvas like so. Then you want to grab the text tool and select white. And I've chose a font, Eris Bold ITC. You can find that anywhere. It's pretty simple font, and you just type out your name. Next thing you do is you highlight the selected workstation and sorry about that. You highlight the selected workstation and select the selection tool, and then you click this button and this button to centerize it. You next click Control T or Edit Free Transform to scale up the initial name, and to scale it up as I just did, which scaled up from the spot itself. You hold in Shift and Alt as you're dragging out one of the corners, and it scales out from exact where it was. Yeah. Well, so now what you have to do is just cut it up and make it look kind of grungy. It won't even look anything amazing yet, but you just want to. Oh, forgot about something first. What you have to do is you have to rasterize the layer first, so you can break it up, and it's editable. What you want to do then is I suggest using the arrow keys, because you can just do a couple of taps to just lift up the areas which you've chopped up using the polygon lasso tool. Then you want to just keep chopping up until you're happy with what you're doing. So I'm just gonna do it how I did it before. Just drop that down there. You just put that down there. Bear with me a sec. So yeah, arrow keys again. And there we go. See, it still looks pretty bad at the moment. It just looks like cut up 2D text. So what we're going to have to do now is give it a bit of an effect. What you want to do is you want to click on the main text layer and hit Control J. This will duplicate the layer, and what you want to do is you also want to hide the layer you've duplicated, because you'll just be working on the original layer at first. What you want to do is click on Filter, Stylize, and Wind. You want to go from the right and just click OK, and to redo the effect you've just chosen, you just hit Control and F, and this will just double. You see there, it just grew a bit where it's winded off. And what you want to do is go to Edit, Transform, Rotate 90 degrees clockwise, and hit Control F twice again. You want to do this until you want to keep doing this until the whole the whole text has been winded from all angles. So Control F, and then final rotate clockwise, and there you go. It's, as you see, it looks all blurry now, so you want to whack it back in the middle. I don't know why mine just jumped out of place like this, but yeah, back in the center again now. Now what you want to do is unhide the top layer that you've chosen. What I would suggest doing as well is probably putting a colour overlay on it, probably black, because it will obviously stand out the most against the white, and then you just need to match up where the shape had gone before. So I think it should go about I think that looks about right. Right, what you want to do now is go back on the gradient color overlay and put that back to white. Actually possibly grey. Oh, I've messed up again as well. It's not really lined up to its. There we go. And now it comes what it's starting to look like it's going to start looking like 3D in a minute. What you want to just do is go on inner shadow and select inner shadow. You notice it instantly looks like it's faded into the outer wind now, and giving that 3D look. Now what I do is I always whack up the opacity to about 85%. Obviously have it on black because you don't want any other colour shadow, unless obviously you can choose many different colours of shadow, but I'm just sticking with black. I put my distance to 10, the choke to 10. The choke is kind of how strong the actual shadow itself is. The distance, how far it goes away from the shape, and the size is how large it is. And I usually keep the distance on about between 5 and 10. I'm just going to keep it on about 7 now, and if you look at that, it already looks a lot better than it originally did. This is only a quick tutorial, as I said, so I could do a lot more with it to make it look a lot better, but it's just a quick tutorial. And now here's where the grunginess comes in. I've selected a picture off of Google. It's just a metal texture. I typed in Photoshop metal textures on Google Images and it come up with this, so I'm just gonna Control V, which is paste the image in, and it just comes over. It doesn't matter how big the image is, because it's not going to be clear to the people. It's not going to be clear to the person who's watching. It's not going to be clear to you after you edit it that the image has been stretched or anything like that. So you just place it over the text and all the other effects, and now you just want to. If you double click this normal thing up here, you can use the arrow keys to scroll through all the different effects, and you can see you get some amazing options. My favourite one is definitely the hard light option, because you see it has this grungy thing up here like in the previous picture. But there's also some differences with this one, as you can still see. What I did was I moved this down and I grew that one a little bit. I also used the eraser tool and put my opacity down to about 30%, so I could I also put the hardness down a little bit as well, so I could just brush away all the line or edges, so it blends in instead of looking very jaggedy and shapy. Very easy job, not bad at all. Then you just want to line it up, make it look. Make it look a bit grungy, and then possibly what you can do is you can go on blending options on this and change the color overlay to whatever color you wish. So say if you wanted it to be more of a dark texture, you could. I wouldn't suggest doing black, because then it kind of gets rid of the initial shadows that you've chosen. White seems a bit too bright, so possibly have about there, and then just there we go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just a really quick grungy tutorial. Like I said, in that one looks a lot better. I can't remember what I did. Oh, now I remember. Yes, what I did is I went on this and I dropped the opacity, and that just means how much it blends into the picture. And I remember now, and you just do that. You adjust the opacities and the fills. The fill is it can kind of turn invisible. If you like, if I show you, turn it all the way down, it disappears. If not, it's same with that. If I get rid of it, it's gone. If I put it back, no, just and there you go. It's just a quick grunge text. Hope you like it, and thanks for watching.